Hey, if you're a writer or you've always wanted to be one, I invite you to pay close attention for the next couple minutes because I have an invitation for you which may turn out to be the creative adventure of your life. I'm Jacob Nordby, and in just a minute I'm going to tell you about Creative UnBootcamp and why it might be the right thing for you to get involved with now. But before I do that, let me just explain kind of who I am and why I created this. So, I'm an author, and a number of years ago I discovered that I was stuck and I had never been able to truly do what I wanted to do, which was write. Ever since I was a little kid, I always had it in my heart to write. In fact, one of the earliest things I told my parents that I wanted to be was a writer. Well, I just hadn't ever given myself the time or the focus, the space in my life to actually start doing it. Well, a number of years ago my life changed and I began to write, and since then, I've published a novel called The Divine Arsonist, A Tale of Awakening. I've been part of a couple of compilation books, one with Jack Canfield and a bunch of other authors called Pearls of Wisdom, and I have a few other books in the works right now. So my life has become this great creative expression of what I always wanted the most. And, that's something I love. I love it in myself. I love watching other people do it because I know what it means to touch what's real and express our best stuff in the world. What I hate, both in myself and other people, is to watch people feeling depressed and stuck and frustrated because they've never been able to do what really mattered to them. Well, I wanted to change that, so I work for a publishing company, and my boss Randy Davila asked me to create Creative UnBootcamp. Well, I put that together and we launched it last year, and I tell you what, things have really surprised me. Actually, I didn't expect it to be as dynamic and as powerful as it was. I knew it would be exciting, but what it turned out to be was much more than that. In fact, it turned into be what I've come to call a true soul adventure, meaning that people who've been involved and have engaged themselves have touched parts inside that they didn't even know were there. And I've been able to look back now and see several of the first round students have actually finished their first manuscripts for books that had been laying around inside of them for years and years. So they've actually gotten to the place where they're getting ready to publish those books, and that's in only less than a year. So it's been very exciting, and we use tools like Julia Cameron's book, the classic book called The Artist Way. So we actually help people get started, and this is my personal copy. It's all dusty and beat up because I've used it so much. We also use material from books like Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art and Do the Work. And the most important thing, though, is we don't just talk about writing, we actually get in there and make it happen. And I think that's one of the key differences between what we're doing here in Creative UnBootcamp and what you might see done in other online courses. We don't just talk about it, we actually do it. And that's why it's called UnBootcamp, is that I'm not going to beat you up or flog you or make you feel badly, but it is boot camp, meaning there's accountability and there's specific tools and strategies to help you go in there and get off the blocks, so to speak. So the way it works is we have 3 online sessions, meaning you can call in or view it through your computer. And we also record each session in case you can't make the live one, or if you just want to download it and keep it forever, so you can always refer back to this course. So those are packed with value and interaction and live Q&A. We also have an online private Facebook group, which is a mastermind group where you get to interact with me and with other members from all over the world. And it's amazing what happens inside of there, the synergy and the dynamic interaction, a lot of encouragement, and people find out, hey, we're not alone. We're all in this together. So that's part of what happens. The other things we talk about are, what's your writer archetype? What's your style? How do I fit best? What kind of work do I want to be writing? And I discovered during our most recent session of this that some people wanted to write books. Others found themselves really good at writing articles or screenplays or poetry. Some people were fiction authors. Others wanted to write nonfiction. And even some people after the course discovered that writing wasn't their main thing, but the process of touching that creative part of themselves actually helped them to discover what their main thing was. So if this sounds like something you should do, you want to do, something that's been calling your name for a long time, this might be an opportunity to start an adventure which could truly change your life. I know it's changed mine, and it'd be my pleasure to have you as part of our worldwide writer tribe, part of the Creative UnBootcamp. So I want to invite you to enlist today. Get all the details at creativeunbootcamp.com. And there's some special pricing, and you'll see how the whole thing works. But I do look forward to connecting with you if this calls your name, if it feels like something that will help you express those things inside you which have always been asking to be expressed. So for now, we'll shut this down, but I hope to see you in the next session of Creative UnBootcamp. Thanks so much for watching.